Alright, so what's up everybody? So on this vid I'm gonna continue with the Blazer vlog LS swap slash whatever. On this vid I'm gonna be working on the electric wiring. So I got the stock donor harness. I was too cheap to buy a pre-made harness that they sell online. I am gonna use the entire fuse box. I'm gonna mount it in there. I got a spot for it already because I know I'm just gonna keep it looking kind of stock. I know I could condense it to like these couple of relays and a couple of fuses, like a small thing, but I'm gonna keep it like that. Basically, I'm sure if you're watching this video, you've already seen quite a few other videos. What you need basically is the hot, the 12 volt full-time hot to the battery, which I'm gonna splice in, solder it to this wire. It's gonna go from this terminal here to the battery, and then you need the pink wire, which is going to be your ignition. When you turn the key in the car, then it provides 12 volts to here, and this one is supposed to turn on the PCM. That has to go to 12 volts ignition as well. I got my fuse wire that's going to turn on my fuse in on the vehicle itself. There's a couple of other wires I got to pin out, like my OBD2 port. I'm going to install into the cab, of course, but I got to pin it out, see which one of these wires it is. It says it's like the, which one is it? The dark green, but there's like two dark green ones. I got to pin out the VSS one, the vehicle speed sensor, so I can tie it into the speed sensor on, because I'm using the stock transmission. So that's basically it. And of course you got to remove VATs. You should already know. I did not sit in my computer to remove VATs. There's a video on YouTube. There's this guy that has a way to bypass it by using the key ignition, unplugging the security module, something like that. I did that with the donor truck. So I'm not sure if I successfully removed VATs or not. If I didn't, then I'll have to send it in somewhere to get it tuned out, but we'll see. And the other one, I still need to go to the junkyard and get a neutral safety switch, because I think that's also going to keep it from starting, but I guess we'll see. Let's use my OBD2. Well, let me go ahead and I'm going to do that. I'm going to solder that, pin out, and then I'll get back to you. Alright, so I pretty much got it I got the wiring pre-set up. I already routed the stuff that goes down to the trans and to the O2 sensors down behind. Something I recommend or suggest, it's easier to do this part to the rear when the air intake is off, because I kind of propped it on there and tried to see how bad it was going to be. It was going to be a pain in the ass to get it fed through the back, so it's a lot easier with this off. So I'm gonna kind of situate it, see if it's all gonna run correctly. So here we go. Okay, so what I got so far, intake is on there. I put the main harness already bolted onto this little bolt on top. It's running where I want it to, right here. That's where I want to put the fuse block. It should blend in with the computer PCM, either in this open area or somewhere over here, kind of like on the original 2000 truck. So everything's pretty much plugged in. I'm gonna keep on going. Now I'm gonna update a little bit more. A couple seconds for you. Alright, I got everything hooked up now, electrical wise, all the connectors, everything. Only thing I don't have hooked up is the water temperature, which sucks, because I had bought the Camaro. I think you're supposed to buy the 1998 Camaro water temp that has 3 prongs or 3 wires plug, which I do have, but it was thick. It didn't screw in there at all. So I put the original one back on there and put the original connector back on. Good thing I hadn't cut it yet. I just have to find another way to hopefully know if it's gonna be overheating or not, but I'm gonna try order another one. But anyway, here's where the fuse box ended up. I got it all bolted in there. It's sturdy as hell. Put the cover back on. Let's see. Bam! That's pretty much how it's gonna go. It barely reached the main line, but it reached. Computer I still haven't mounted. It's just loose, dangling there, but I'm gonna have it Make sure I get that sturdy in there. I relocated the battery. That way I haven't bolted this in yet. I was just propping it there. But other than that, I'm about to ready to see if this thing is gonna start or not. Put some oil in and let's get it on. Oh, I gotta put in the oil dipstick, but yeah. All right, I just put some oil in there. We're ready to try the very first ever crank inside the OBS Blazer. So I'm just gonna prop you up, and we're about, of course, I ain't got no water going through, no coolant. I just want to see if it's gonna turn over, if I successfully did delete that through bypass through a video I found on YouTube. So here we go. All right, here's what we got. Boom, boom, and boom. Let's see if it starts, or at least cranks. Let's see what happens. Alright, so this is where I'm at. One of the things, I don't know if I mentioned it already. I had to elongate, I did mention it, but I did it already. I elongated this cable here to wrap around, go down, and connect to the AC, what is it, the compressor? Yeah, the AC compressor. So, got that done. I was able to find out why it was just cranking and not starting. I happened to do what many people do incorrect. I had hooked up the orange, the 12 volts to turn on the relays. I hooked it up to the 12 ignition on, but not crank on. So when I would crank it, there was no 12 volts. So I had to look for another source. When you crank it, it's still giving you also those 12 volts to keep these relays on, fuel pump on, and then it turns over and turns on. So I did that, I fixed that. So it did turn over and kind of turned on, but it turned off in a split second. So that tells me I did not successfully bypass the VATs. I was already like, crap, I gotta send it in, delete the VATs, but looking in forums, I did find a free software that you can use to try to tune it yourself and delete the VATs yourself. I think it's called Tuner Pro RT or Tuner Pro. You look that up, and you have to, in conjunction with that, there's another little software. I forgot what it's called, a Droid something, but I'll post it up here. I'll post a picture of it here, and then that's what you use to actually with the OBD connection, you can tune it yourself for free. So I'm gonna do that. So I'm not gonna be able to crank it in this video, but I'm gonna go ahead and wire up the OBD2 port and everything. But other than that, I think I'm gonna end this video on this note, and then on next vlog we'll keep going. But thanks for joining me so far. Hope you're enjoying the content. Of course, if you got any tips, tricks, or any other little hack ways to do this, just go ahead and leave the comments and help people out. Thanks for watching.